We Americans have been victimized by some invisible forces which are determined to embroil us in war. Have these same forces employed their power, prestige, wealth, and influence in behalf of peace and prosperity to the same extent? I am confident that our 12 million unemployed would be working at profitable wages, and that our 22 million dolesters would enjoy economic freedom. I do not remember in my lifetime when public officials and newspapers expended so much effort in propagandizing for war and thereby serving, either wittingly or unwittingly, the hidden hand of destruction. Nor do I recollect when so little publicity has been given for the removal of the causes of our domestic depression. Who wants war? The millions of little children attending our schools? The neglected youth of our nation who are searching in vain for profitable jobs and despairing of establishing a home of their own? The fathers and mothers whose chief concern always has been life and never death? The exploited masses of labor, victimized by prolific promises of politicians and deceived so frequently by unsound labor leaders? Who wants war? The patient agricultural class whose farms have been confiscated and whose productive acres have been made barren by an insane program of destruction? Who wants war? The small businessmen, industrialists, and homeowners who are almost taxed out of existence as they bear the burdens of the last war? Oh, elsewhere let us seek an answer to our question when more than 95% of our population abhors the very sound of that word, war. And this is democracy, when 95% of our fellow citizens have their minds tortured, their emotions aroused, their passions agitated by no more than 5% of internationalistic warmongers and their publicity agents, whose main concern is not assisting America back to prosperity, but to achieve the destruction of the so-called totalitarian state, to perpetuate the peace treaty of Versailles, long since repudiated by the United States Senate. If we are a democratic people, shall we permit ourselves to be used like putty in the hands of those responsible for the half-truths, the warmongering which appear in our press? When the catchphrases "unjust aggressors" was employed to stir up your righteous wrath against Germany and Italy, were you conscious of having read the whole truth about unjust aggression? How many newspapers printed the story of Great Britain's seizure of Nigeria in 1886, of Somaliland in 1887, of British East Africa in 1888, of Rhodesia in 1889, of British Central Africa in 1893, of Uganda in 1896, and of South Africa in 1898, seizures totaling more than 900,000 square miles, seizures which were instigated and conducted more ruthlessly than those accredited to Italy and Germany during the past 2 years? Who were responsible for this questionable silence over that period? Not the people resident in England, not the people of the United States, but the scheming internationalists, descendants of the father of lies. Did they inform you that France, the other great democracy, captured Tunis in 1878, Annan and Tonkin from China, and Laos from Siam in 1887? Did they refer to the subjugation of Madagascar in 1896, and to the unjust aggressions committed against Djibouti, Dahomey, and Morocco at a later date? Aggressions which netted the French Empire more than 670,000 square miles? Certainly they did not, because they were more interested in regimenting the sentiment and the youth of America to fight a war for the preservation of their gold control, of their status quo over the peoples of the earth.